Xian hugged Shui on the sofa. Shui was wearing a thin lavender dress, her long black hair flowing loosely. The dress fell slightly around her shoulders. Xian was wearing an open black shirt, one hand holding the ribbon on Shui's dress, the other wrapped around Shui tightly. He bent down, his chin almost touching Shui's head. Shui leaned in completely. Without releasing his embrace, Xian picked Shui up, carrying her in a bride carry style. Shui was startled for a moment, then immediately wrapped her arms around Xian's neck. Her head was buried in his chest, her cheeks were flushed, her bare feet dangling. Xian walked slowly but surely, his gaze focused forward, his jaw slightly clenched, but his embrace was incredibly steady, as if he were afraid of Shui falling even for a second. Shui's lavender dress hung down, contrasting sharply with Xian's black attire. Their destination was clear, from the sofa to the bed. Xian stopped. He was still holding Shui. Slowly, Xian lowered Shui onto the bed. His black shirt or robe was open, exposing his shoulders. The warm yellow light from the lamp fell on his body. His expression was calm but profound. His gaze fell on Shui, serious and focused. His breathing was slightly labored. He was very careful with every movement.
Shui sat on the edge of the bed. Her lavender dress was slightly disheveled, revealing the curves of her shoulders and legs. Her hands instinctively clutched the collar of her dress, as if still nervous. Her long black hair partially covered her face. Her cheeks were flushed. Her eyes were cast downwards, not daring to look directly at Xian. There was shame, nervousness, but also trust. The white flowers in the background make the atmosphere even softer and more intimate. The atmosphere was silent. There were only a few inches between them. A sweet tension. Shui's hands were still clutching her lavender dress. Her fingers were trembling slightly. She was nervous, but she didn't refuse. His glasses reflect Shui's reflection. His eyes are half closed, and sweat is beading on his temples. He held his breath. His expression was a mixture of restraint, focus, and a deep sense of ownership. Xian stood beside the bed, slightly bent over. Shui lay on her side on the bed, her lavender dress in disarray. Xian took the purple ribbon again. He carefully wrapped it around Shui's waist, then tied it. His other hand held Shui's waist to keep her from moving. His movements were slow, but sure. Shui closed her eyes, her cheeks red. She didn't speak, just resigned herself to it. Xian tied it with a dead knot, not a regular knot that's easy to untie. After Xian tied the ribbon around Shui's waist, the atmosphere in the room became awkward. He chose to take a step back, walking away towards the bathroom. Xian said softly, "I'm going to take a shower." He left without looking back. His demeanor was calm, as if nothing had happened. Shui was confused. Didn't he already shower? Zhang Shui blinked in disbelief.
Shui was still sitting on the edge of the bed. Her lavender dress was neatly trimmed, with the ribbon Xian had just tied. Her long hair flowed down her face. After contemplating, Zhang Shui crawled into bed. There was a faint, familiar fragrance on the bed. It belonged to Xian. Zhang Shui pulled up the blanket, covering half her face, and listened to the sound of water in the bathroom, feeling the air getting thinner and thinner. She neither resisted nor was afraid of sharing a bed with Xian. She had been mentally prepared since she agreed to move in. But as night fell, her anxiety gradually overwhelmed her mental preparation. Perhaps it was because of the tension, but my senses became more acute, and waves of throbbing pain came from the injured part of my finger. Zhang Shui took a deep breath, turned her back to the bathroom, and slowly closed her eyes.
We're going to sleep together soon.
When I go on long trips, I often bring Jaja along as a sleep companion. A short while later, the sound of water in the bathroom stopped. A few minutes later, the sound of the door opening was heard. The room was carpeted, so she couldn't hear any footsteps, but Zhang Shui could sense that Xian had arrived. They approached step by step until a section of the bed collapsed. Zhang Shui closed her eyes tightly, but her eyelashes trembled slightly. Suddenly, she felt Xian's breath approaching, brushing against her ear. He propped himself up on his upper body and looked down at Zhang Shui. Qiao reached out and brushed the hair from her cheek. After a long silence, he suddenly spoke. "Does it still hurt?" Zhuxi frowned, slowly opened her eyes, but still kept her back to Qiao. Do you want to take painkillers? That's incredibly accurate. She was both nervous and in pain. Actually, I'm nervous. I took painkillers, but it still hurts. Then go to sleep. After saying that, he lay down, put his arm around her waist, and gently held her left hand in front of her lower abdomen. Qiao looked at her hand outside the blanket. A layer of pale yellow seeped through the gauze, and she could smell a faint scent of ointment. It won't hurt when you're asleep. A few minutes later, when the person behind her had stopped moving, Zhuxi finally relaxed and fell asleep to the sound of her own heartbeat. The moonlight on this spring night was veiled in a layer of gauze, gently enveloping the night sky. The person behind her was breathing calmly and evenly, their body temperature warm as a blanket. Before she knew it, Zhuxi's lips curved upwards, just like the crescent moon outside the window. However, the tranquility lasted for less than an hour. When a strong drowsiness came over her, Zhuxi was half awake and half subconscious, both of which prompted her to seek a more comfortable and warmer place. Then, Qiao was half asleep when she suddenly opened her eyes. Qiao frowned in the darkness, his breathing suddenly becoming disordered. The person in her arms was still restlessly adjusting their position. "Shh, Yan." It was pitch black all around him. He could only feel Zhuxi turn around, one hand slowly climbing up his waist and gradually slipping into his arms. But she didn't seem to find the most comfortable position. She twisted a few times, her chin rubbing against Qiao's chest, trying to press her whole body against him. In the stillness of the night, the eyes gradually adjust to the darkness, allowing them to see things clearly, while all the senses are amplified. Qiao suddenly grabbed Zhuxi's shoulder, turned over. He propped himself up on his upper body and looked down at Zhuxi. He raised both hands and slowly took off his black shirt. His movements were calm, but there was tension in his jaw. His shoulders were broad, his back straight. His eyes were half closed, as if he were holding back something. After everything that happened today, from the couch to carrying to tying the ribbon to going to the shower, this was the moment he came back and chose not to run anymore.